Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rosemary. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I know I haven't shown my face in a long time, but I'm gonna try to do more intros and more outros from now on. Today I'm bringing you guys a part 2 of the last video I uploaded. The last one I showed you guys how to make paper out of recycled paper, out of old paper that was gonna end up in the trash. And today I'm showing you how to make a text block so you can make your own journal, your own book, and also how to make the cover for that. I myself have never done any type of bookbinding, any type of text block or anything, so all of this was new for me, and it actually turned out better than I thought, so I'm pretty sure if you already have some sort of experience on this, yours is gonna come out amazing. I am more than happy with the results that I got making my book. I had a lot of fun doing it. Overall, I didn't spend much on the book. I thrifted, let's say, the cover itself because I got an old notebook and I used the cover of that notebook to make mine. The things that I got for this one were like the fabric or just the trims of it and stuff like that. Like the glues and brushes and so on I already had, so I didn't spend much. And the best thing is that I recycled most of the items like the papers and so on. I hope you find this video helpful, and if you do end up making, I would love to see the results of it, so I'll leave my Instagram below so you can show me. And I think I've said enough, so let's just get to the video. These are a couple of the pages I made in my last video, and if you want to give that a watch before starting this one, I'll have it linked below. Today I'm starting by making the holes to start binding my book. I have about 10 signatures here, and I'm going to stitch them all together using just regular sewing thread and a regular sewing needle. I used just a regular ruler and I made a hole every 3 centimeters. I'm using this little tool to make the holes, but you could honestly just use your own needle. Tie a knot at the end of your thread and start with your first signature. So the needle goes through the first hole on the signature and out through the second one. So you repeat the same process till you get to the last hole. And when you get to the last hole, you go back to the previous hole and weave through all the way to the end like you just did. When you get to the first one, put the needle back through, tie a knot using the line of thread next to it. Now you pull in through the loop and make the knot. Return the needle to the outside and you can add a new signature. So again, you go through the first hole and out to the next one like done before. The difference this time is that we're going to be sewing behind the thread of the first signature and up the thread next to it, making a loop, and we go back through the same hole again. After returning the needle through the same hole, repeat the process till you get to the last hole of that signature. So once again, you go behind the thread below it, up behind the thread next to it. So you made a loop around the binding hole and you return the needle through the same hole again. When at the last hole, once again go behind the thread next to it, but instead of returning the needle through the hole, add a signature and go through the hole of that signature. So you return the needle to the outside, and now you're going to use the stitch of the previous signature to sew behind it. So it's not the line of thread anymore, but the stitch we just made. And again, you return it to the same hole of that signature. And do that till you finish adding all your signatures. And when you get to the very last hole of your very last signature, loop the needle behind the last stitch, return the needle to the inside, make a hole like previously with the thread next to it, and return it back to the outside. And you're officially done binding your book. Now we add some glue to secure the threads in place and make it sturdy. Mod Podge worked perfectly fine for me, but you can find a glue of your choice. I do not own a book press, so I'm just using other books to press down my book. To make my book cover, I'm using the cover of an old book I got from the thrift store. I wanted my book cover to be half an inch wider and longer than my actual paper. Now I'm using this piece of paper to bring my cover and the spine of the book together. I'm gluing the spine right in the middle, and then I'm gluing the covers next to it with about 1/4 of an inch between the spine and the covers. I'm now trying to smooth everything out as much as I can so we don't get that many wrinkles. I'm now doing the same thing to the front of the covers for more support and sturdiness. I'm using what to my knowledge is vinyl fabric. I know it's not leather, but I'm not quite sure the exact name of this material. I'm cutting the excess fabric and leaving about an inch on each side for me to glue later to the covers. I'm using the paper clips because the glue that I'm using is not the strongest, and this material is very thick, so it doesn't stay in place when I glue it. So I left the paper clips overnight with some weight on it, hoping that it gets the shape of the cover, so by the time that I glue it, it doesn't unstick. I am now gluing the text block to the spine of the cover. Now I'm gluing both sides of the end pages to the inside of the cover. Because the corners of my book aren't as neat as I wanted them to look, I decided to put these metal book cover protectors to hide the corners and just to give it a little bit of edge. I also added this cotton lace trim, but I'm not sure if it blends or goes together with the metal book corners. Let me know in the comments if you think it goes together. I might just remove it if I don't like it in the end, or paint it so it matches the book cover itself. I'm not sure, I'm still deciding. And this is the end result of our book. I'm in love with it. I think it turned out so beautiful. I also added last things like that picture holder or like a little pocket for letters on the inside of the back cover. So I think it looks beautiful. It definitely turned out better than I expected. So that was it for the video today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it inspired you to create something out of nothing, to see that there's more purpose than just a single use for certain items, to repurpose things, and to keep the waste out of landfill, to keep your waste low. I know this is not exactly a zero waste video, but I do have those type of videos here in the channel, so if you're interested in that, subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading some more new videos soon. So again, if you enjoy this type of content, subscribe. I would really appreciate that. That is all for today, and I'll see you guys next time.